What's up, traders? 3 trades today, one on TGI, one on OXY, and one on GCI. Let's get to it. All right, traders, real quick before the live trades, just want to remind you about the Friday night live stream tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern. See you there. Here's the live trades. I'm going to start TGI here. Might be a little early. It was kind of hitting it on the first candle here. Usually don't do that. Usually let it kind of show us what it can do, but we are right at a pretty key area here at 12. Didn't get an ad there. We're looking for that 12 pop. Our average is sitting at 61. Not that great. And take 75% there. Was looking for 1120 there. Got a pretty bad fill there. 47. I thought we were down near 40. All right, we're going to take the 60% there. It's just starting to feel like that's kind of a base. If it wants to flush out the rest, then we'll look down toward 11 for it. I'll actually put it out there at 1101. But hopefully we can get our fill here right at the whole dollar, and that'll be that. I don't really see too much else going on at the moment. Here we go, coming down. We're on the bid, and I think we're just going to take it here. Missed out on 4 cents there. Not going to complain. I'd let it jump up. Usually I would have hit it earlier than that, just feeling that it didn't want to actually go down through. But we'll be happy with that trade. I like it. I like the chart. Chart looks good. Going to start OXY here. Don't want to get my ads too close together. We can see that this thing can move. Kind of looking for this 19 area to retest. I mean, the previous resistance is actually all the way down here, 1850. Give it a little bit more there. That's what I want. I wanted 20 for the 75%. We got 21. So if we can get down to 19 here, we'll look to take that 60%. See if we can get that pushed through. We're sitting at 1896. So close. There it is. All right, it popped through. It did not give us the pop through that we were looking for there. It only went to 1898, so we'll take the 60% there, and we'll let this last 10% kind of roll out and see what it wants to do. We're going to start GCI. We're going to let OXY play out here. We'll go over to GCI, show you what I'm looking at. Got a pretty nice move up here towards 3. Ugh, guys, we missed that pop. I was expecting it felt like it wanted a little bit more. Yeah. We're going to get an ad for half our size there. Kind of changing things up a little bit because we missed that ad there. Want to at least get some shares in. What? Oh, we got our fill on OXY. Okay. Got the pop down there on OXY at 1865. All right. I'm going to take it off there. I completely messed that trade up. All right, traders, that was my trades. As you saw there on GCI, a little bit frustrating, but we'll get to that in a moment. Here on TGI, a little bit frustrated as well because we didn't get that ad. We wanted that pop through 12. You can see we got our entry here at 1161, popped right up there to 1199. We were looking to get our ad on the other side of 12. Didn't quite get it, but we did get a nice flush down, and we scaled out pretty perfectly. And guys, can't emphasize enough how often we see this, that previous resistance coming down, being retested before it does whatever it wants to do the rest of the day. It happens all the time. I really need to get a little bit more patient with those remaining shares, looking for it to happen, as you will see over here on our next trade on OXY. So OXY, same thing. Previous resistance sitting here at 1850. We get a nice pop up through there up to 1953. We ended up getting our entries at 1943. It does pop up to 1969. We were looking to add up through 20 if it wanted to get there. It did not. We started the scale out of our trade. We were looking for that remaining 10% down towards that previous resistance, and we didn't quite have a good exit spot for this if it did want to pop back up. The first time we had a decent area to possibly stop out was this 1922 resistance, because it did pop up and then it tried to go back down. So the odds are if it wanted to come back up and go through that area, it most likely was going to go back up towards high of day, which it did. So we could have stopped out there and been happy with the trade, but we held on to it. We left our stop up there at high of day, and it ended up working out. We did risk a lot more than we were looking to make to let it do this, so I'm not sure if I'm too happy with that. Probably should have stopped out here at that 1922 area, but it did end up working out. Came down, test that previous resistance. We took our profits, and sure enough, look at what it did. It's almost... I'm not going to say every time, but it's almost every time that we get those types of moves. Then we jumped into GCI. Was a little impatient on my starter here. I liked the move that it made up towards 3. Thought 3 might be a little bit of resistance. It was not. It jumped straight up to 330. and we completely missed our ad. As this thing was going up, I guess I was reading the price action a little bit wrong on the way up here, because it felt like it still had some more in the tank. And then one person just smashed that bid with a hammer, and this thing came tumbling down to the low threes again, all the way up there from 330. So completely missed our ad. We were looking for it to push a little bit further. I wouldn't say up towards 350 per se, but was definitely looking up through 330. Probably like 335 is what I probably had in my mind. I know I look for as close to those key areas as possible. As you can see, we were pretty close to the $3 area. Would have been looking for closer to 350 there, but not quite 350. Didn't want to get greedy because we still had one more ad, and you wouldn't want to miss this intense move that it was making. So it did come back down to, let's see where this opened, 306. So that was where we got down to. This one closed at 306 as well. So that was where it got to, 306. It started to pop back up, and here is where we kind of changed things up because of missing that move. Obviously not very excited about our average now being below 3. We got that pop all the way up to 330. That's a pretty big move. That's a 10% move, and we missed it, right? We didn't get our ad. So as it started to come back up towards high of day, after already having a pretty decent pullback, we said, okay, let's add half of our starting position. So if it wants to continue high of day, we can get the other half of that, and we'll make 2 trades, our second one of the 112, right? That was the idea behind it, because we missed that overall move to begin with. And then if it wanted to go up through 350 and make a pretty nice move all after that little bit of a pullback, we'll get the 2 part of our ad, and we'll look for it to come back down. So obviously after we got that first ad, our plan kind of befuddled itself, and I'm kind of mad at myself for doing this in the first place. I broke the rules, because this isn't how you're supposed to do it. Either you just do the 112 and be done with it, or you shouldn't be in the trade. Just cover and get out of it if you don't want to be in the trade anymore, right? You can't. And Brian actually just said this. Are you trading to win, or are you trading not to lose? And I feel like in this case, I was definitely modifying the strategy to trade not to lose, and I don't like that. The other 2 trades, I was trading to win, and I was trading to win as much money as possible, where in this case, I definitely started to trade not to lose, and I don't like that at all. And I did have some good price action reads on the way back down here. As you can see, it held that 290 area, 292, and then 291 were those key areas, and I felt it not wanting to bust down through 290. I kept trying to get down, and it just did not want to go through. So as it started to come back up to 3, we just went ahead and took it off at 299, and as you can tell, we were right. It did go up towards high of day, and it ended up coming back down. It was a fake out, but those things happen. I'm not going to be too mad about that after we messed it all up. Plus, we had an order issue in there too, and yeah, I was happy to just get out of this break even and basically act like this trade never happened, right? We got to just wipe this one from our head, but obviously I'm not going to hide it from you guys, because this is part of the journey. So that's all I have for you today. Again, Friday night live stream tonight, 9:30 Eastern. Last little dose of the stock market. Love seeing you guys hang out with me. It's pretty awesome. Always have a good time. And hey, if we can actually get some people in there, maybe we'll do a giveaway. But don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. If I don't see you tonight, have a great weekend. I'll see you Monday morning. Peace.